So this ridiculous growth that you guys are taking a look at right now is the result of an Avalanche SEO strategy that was developed for a brand new blog for a recent ex-client of mine. Now let's talk about what Avalanche SEO is, how you guys can use it in a step-by-step with a real example. And before that, guys, if you want me to teach you SEO from scratch, check the link in the description for my full SEO course. You guys can also use the code MARCH at checkout for 20% off this whole month. Let's get back into it. So what is the Avalanche SEO theory? The main thing is understanding that your site falls under a specific natural tier based on the current organic traffic that your website is getting. Now we're going to go into a real example now in just a second, but this is what the tier looks like here. So that tier will give us guidance into finding keywords that match into that tier. And in theory, we will be able to rank easily without too much SEO effort. Now, the idea is that we need to create content targeting these keywords. The content should be good. That's always a must. And once we're posting a lot of content, ranking, getting more clicks, then we're going to be pushed into a higher tier. Once we're in the higher tier, there's bigger keywords with larger search volumes and so on and so forth. It's basically exponential growth with a very clean and white hat content building method, right? What we're doing is we're basically building a foundation of content that ranks very easily. Now, in theory, you can also target keywords with higher search volumes that are more competitive, but these will obviously be more difficult to rank for. And to rank for these, we're most likely going to need something called a power boost. This includes anything from backlinks to social signals to working on your on-page SEO to your page speed score, amongst a bunch of other different things. And so this is actually what a lot of SEO is today. We try and rank for terms that we're not really qualified for, and as a result, we need those boosts to maintain us up there. And often when Google doesn't really recognize those boosts, then we're not really able to compete with those higher search volume keywords. And so the goal is to understand our natural tier, build up a foundation of content, and slowly move your way up to higher and more competitive tiers. Now, let's run through this with a real example. We're going to take a look at an test website of mine. I haven't touched this in years. It's a miracle it's still getting any traffic, but the main thing here is we want to find the average daily number of clicks that are coming in, right? Very important number. So let's say, I want to say something between the 25. So 20 to 30 clicks is around what it's getting on average. So we can say around 25. We're then going to go over to the traffic tier. So we'd probably be around level 20. And this is going to determine the keywords with the type of search volumes that we should be targeting. The most important thing here is that the daily number of clicks that we get turns into the potential search volume for the keywords that we should be targeting. So if our daily traffic is in the tier of 20 to 50 clicks, then we should be looking for keywords that are getting between 20 to 50 searches a month, right? This distinction is very important. And so what do we do next? Well, the first thing is going straight into Ahrefs and typing in a C term, something like vegan recipe. Let's say I'm starting up a vegan recipe blog post. We're then going to go over to matching terms and we're going to go straight into the volume. So I'm going to select something like 20 to 50 because that's the range that I've been given by the tier. And then we're going to get a massive list of keywords. Now we can be more specific here. What I would do if we have a range that's this big, especially when we're starting out, is I'd probably try and separate the different types of keywords. So maybe I'd create a couple blog posts for keywords that had 20 searches a month, maybe a couple more for 30 searches a month, so on and so forth until we've covered the full range. And so we see what ranks better, right? Once we found the exact range, maybe it's between 20 to 30, that's when we do a deep dive into that group of keywords. We try and get as many keywords as possible, try and produce as much content as possible, and then start to rank and get clicks for that. Not too complicated here, guys, but a couple of tips from me is the first thing is don't worry too much about keyword difficulty unless it's something above 15 or 20, right? That would definitely be an outlier for keyword volumes that are this low. So keyword difficulties that are higher than that most likely are connected to some other type of parent topic and they're getting a lot of the results of a much bigger keyword. Now, the second thing is to continue doing your normal due diligence just like you would for any other type of keyword. So make sure you open up that keyword and check that the traffic potential actually makes sense when you're looking at the volume for the keyword that you're trying to target. Take a look at some of the also rank for, the terms match, and also take a look at the competitors, right? We don't want to have competitors that are extremely strong in the space. We want to see hints of ranking possibilities. Here's one right here, DR of 0, and it's in the top 10. So this could be a great keyword to target. Now, what if you have a brand new website that has absolutely no traffic? Well, then the same basically applies, but we do have to loosen up that keyword research a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this volume here, and I'm basically going to flip this volume filter. Now we have the keywords with the lowest volumes available. Now we're going to see that the keyword difficulty is always going to be NA, since a lot of these keywords are so small, and as a result there isn't really going to be any competition for them. But when keywords are this small, there's a couple things that can happen. The first thing is that you can have fragment keywords that are connected to other parent topics or other bigger keywords, and they're going to share a lot of the results. Let me show you guys a couple examples of solid keywords that have 0 search volume and a bad keyword that has 0 search volume. So here's a good one. This is exactly what we want to see, right? So 0 to 10, even though most of the time it's always going to be more, the example here is perfect. So 30 in traffic potential means it's definitely greater than 0. We have a 1 in keyword difficulty. This is exactly what we want to see if we're starting out. Very basic keyword that's going to give us a little bit of traffic that we can build on. So if we scroll down all the way to the bottom, this is also something that we want to see, right? Even though we have a DR of 100, we're getting a Facebook note, which means there really aren't too many results here. Here's another one. So a domain rating of 2 and a URL rating of 4, 1 backlink. So pretty weak results. Definitely means that you can come in with a brand new website, post up that recipe, make sure that it's properly set up, and you should be good to go. Now, here's what a bad keyword looks like with 0 search volume. So we do have 0 to 10, but the traffic potential is 2.1K, right? That's definitely a totally different picture. It seems like it's going to be a lot more competitive with a 16 in keyword difficulty. And if we scroll down, take a look at the estimated traffic that a lot of these keywords are getting. Why is this happening? Because it's sharing the results of a much bigger keyword like vegan oatmeal cookies. And it seems like this is just some tiny smaller variation that fewer people type in, since when people type in vegan oatmeal cookies, they're probably already expecting recipes. Also, maybe people are using oat, other people are using oatmeal, but those results are going to be basically the same. So it might not make a lot of sense to target this keyword. This seems to be a fake 0 search volume keyword. Anyway, guys, watch out for all of that. I'll leave all the info I have of the Avalanche SEO theory. Again, use the code MARCH at checkout for my course, and I'll see you guys in the next one.